Hi, my name is Nicole Maycheck, and today I'm going to be talking to you about my understanding of grit. In the video we watched, grit was explained as being a better indicator of success over long term than GPAs or IQ tests. I think that grit is basically having courage and resolve and strength of character. It's being very hardworking and having passion and perseverance for reaching a long-term goal. It's having extreme determination and sticking to something. It is not determined by talent or natural intelligence levels, and is constantly being driven to succeed. Students with grit are able to persevere despite running into problems and failures along the way. They continue to strenuously work toward their goal and view hard problems as a challenge to overcome and not as a test of their intelligence. Teachers with grit realize they're not going to be perfect the first time. They're going to make mistakes, but the important thing is that they learn from those mistakes, and they're constantly trying to improve themselves to become better teachers. I think teachers like this are more likely to succeed in some of the more challenging settings, such as urban schools and high poverty schools. I do think that grit can be taught in schools, just like we teach other character traits, such as patience and being polite. One way I think that we can teach grit is by reading books that have characters in it that show qualities of grit, and sharing real life examples of grit and people who have overcome challenges, and then having open discussions with our students in order for them to make their own connections and understanding of grit. I do think it is important to teach a growth mindset and let them know that intelligence is not fixed. Just because you're failing right now does not mean that you have to continue failing. You can learn from your mistakes and improve. I think it's very important to let students take risk and have the opportunity to fail in order to learn from their mistakes. I think it's important to teach that frustration and confusion are normal feelings whenever you're facing a new problem, but you can overcome those feelings and overcome the challenge. I think it's important to stress that we can learn from our mistakes, and making mistakes is normal. And that failure is not the end of a process. It is only one step along the way. Most importantly, I think it's important to model grit yourself. If a student sees a teacher with grit, they are more likely to emulate that than just hearing somebody talk about it. All these ways I think that we can teach grit in our schools and help our students improve themselves.